Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're diving into this absolutely fascinating philosophy. It basically takes these ancient, super profound spiritual concepts and maps them directly onto the modern architecture of the computer systems we literally use every single day. It's a brilliant way to conceptualize human existence, our purpose, our self-awareness, but through a lens that makes total sense to our modern tech-driven minds. Let's just jump right in.
The source material kicks things off with this really profound prophetic hadith. It says, "He who knows his nafs knows his Lord." Now you might be wondering, what exactly is the nafs? Well, traditionally it translates to the self, the ego, or our innermost desires. But the text suggests that understanding this specific part of ourselves, our internal programming if you will, is absolutely crucial. It's the ultimate key to understanding the Creator. To really wrap our heads around what this means, the source breaks it down using an analogy that I just absolutely love.
So let's look at the body's hardware and software.
We can look at the human body, not just as, flesh and bone, but as a highly advanced machine. Think about it. Just like your laptop relies on physical hardware, the screen, the processor, the motherboard, driven by software, well, we operate on the exact same principle. We've got physical organs like our heart, our brain, our limbs, and they act as our hardware. But hardware can't actually do anything on its own, right? It needs an operating system. And that is exactly where the nafs comes in. It functions as our internal software, the programming of our desires and daily operations that tells our physical hardware exactly what to do.
But here's the catch, which brings us to the root, the system's true power.
As any tech enthusiast knows, having the best hardware and software in the world means absolutely nothing without electricity. That essential power source is defined in our source material as the ruh, or the soul. Think of it literally as the electricity for the human body. Without this power source, your top-tier hardware and super complex software are just, well, a lifeless machine. A supercomputer without power is just a really expensive metal box. The text emphasizes that the exact moment the ruh disconnects, all human capabilities, all that cognitive software, it shuts down instantly, just like yanking the power cord right out of the wall.
Which leads us to autonomy, trial, and our ultimate test.
Okay, so once our system is fully powered up by the ruh and running its software, the user, which is you and me, is granted a certain level of operational access. We get limited autonomy. The source explains that we aren't just running on some pre-programmed autopilot. No, we're given temporary independence and free will. We get to choose which applications to run, how much processing power to dedicate to certain tasks, basically where to navigate our system. But the absolutely crucial point here is that this autonomy isn't permanent. It's entirely deliberate, meant to serve as our ultimate testing phase. It's essentially a free trial evaluation period for the user.
So how exactly is this highly advanced machine manufactured for this test? Well, it all comes down to this number right here, 46. To build this incredibly complex biological computer, we are created from absolutely nothing into a highly capable being using exactly 46 chromosomes. You get 23 from the mother and 23 from the father. That's the foundational assembly code, the base code of our entire physical hardware.
Highlighting the purpose of this incredibly complex assembly, the text points to Surah Dar from the Quran. It mentions that humans were created from this mixed drop, those 46 chromosomes, specifically to test them. And to actually facilitate this test, the system was equipped with crucial input devices, hearing and sight. These inputs are designed to let us perceive the world, process data, and ultimately reveal our true colors. Are we going to act with gratitude for this amazing system we've been given, or ungratefulness?
So, let's talk about the proper use of our time.
If we're currently in a testing phase, how exactly are we supposed to utilize this highly advanced system during our limited trial? According to the source, we possess immense processing power that is meant for incredible productive feats. We're talking advancing medical science, exploring the vastness of space, conducting critical agricultural research, mastering economics, or gaining knowledge at top international universities. These are the heavy lifting applications that our internal hardware and software were designed to run.
Engaging in these highly productive pursuits is framed as the ultimate act of gratitude. It's using the machine for its intended high-level purpose. On the flip side, squandering this priceless, miraculously engineered machine on trivial tasks, like endless chatting or scrolling, is seen as the height of ungratefulness. I mean, it's basically like using a massive supercomputer just to play a basic game of solitaire. You have the capabilities, but you are completely wasting the system's immense potential.
Which brings up a great question. How do we fix the software?
Because, let's be real, what happens when our system inevitably experiences glitches? When your nafs starts lagging, you can't just turn it off and on again. We all know what to do when the physical hardware fails, right? You go to doctors, hakims, or medical specialists. They are the perfect mechanics for the body. But a surgeon cannot operate on your nuffs. A doctor can't prescribe a pill to fix corrupted desires or a lack of purpose. The true software engineers for the human system are the prophets, and their troubleshooting manuals are the divine scriptures.
So how do we actually run a diagnostic and debug our system? To debug the ever-changing states of the nafs, which, let's face it, can be super volatile and easily distracted, the source dictates we have to turn to those ultimate software engineers. We do this by actively reflecting on Quranic verses, contemplating prophetic hadith, and most importantly, applying these teachings as literal patches and updates to our daily routines. This is exactly how you recalibrate the software when it starts lagging or crashing.
All of this debugging and updating has a singular, monumental purpose. These spiritual guides and scriptures were sent specifically to train this internal software, with the ultimate goal being elevation. The aim is to take the base operating system, which honestly might just care about eating, sleeping, and basic animal survival, and upgrade it to the highest possible standard of humanity. It is all about transforming a biological creature into a refined, purposeful human being who fully understands their system and their creator.
The source material ends on a rather sobering note, lamenting that the majority of people today are living far below this intended, upgraded standard, choosing instead to run their advanced systems on the lowest, most basic settings. So, we're going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you living up to the standard of humanity intended by your Creator? How well are you maintaining your hardware, updating your software, and utilizing your system's incredible power? Thanks for exploring this framework with us, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.